Hello, today we'll be touching on Nafta, also known as the North American Free Trade Agreement. Nafta is one of the trade blocs available. A trade bloc is a type of intergovernmental agreement, often part of a regional intergovernmental organization where trade barriers are reduced or eliminated among the participating states. So, who are involved in Nafta? It is signed by the governments of the United States, Canada, and Mexico, which eliminated most trade tariffs among the three nations. Although it was created in 1992, it only took effect officially on 1st January 1994. In addition, this agreement is one of the world's largest free trade agreements in terms of combined GDP of its members as of 2010. There are many factors considered when creating Nafta. Here are the objectives behind it. First, it aims to eliminate barriers to trade and facilitate the cross-border movements of goods and services. Secondly, it is also created in view of promoting the condition of fair competition and increasing investment opportunities. That's not all. The governments hope to create procedures for the resolution of trade disputes too. Besides, they would like to establish a framework for further trilateral, regional, and multilateral cooperation to expand trade agreements. There's still more. The governments must have put a lot of thought when creating Nafta. They thought that it would be able to provide protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights, and it was possible that the agreement would grant the signatories a most favored nation status. Did you know that there was a renegotiation on the 30th of September 2018 after the presidential election? Also, the United States and Canada actually have one of the largest investment relationships globally. The implementation of Nafta has benefited the members by causing economic growth in all participating states. Lastly, do you know that it is proposed for Nafta to be renamed as United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA in short? This was proposed by President Trump. Statistics have shown that 6.5% of the world's population are the North Americans at 490.42 million people in total. Here's a fun fact. About 1/4 of all US imports come from Canada and Mexico, and 1/3 of its exports go there too. These are the information on imports of goods and services of Nafta as a percentage of GDP. As you can see, there is a slight increase in the imports of the US and Canada, while Mexico has a major increase of 21%. Moving on to exports of goods and services, unlike the data on imports, there has been a decrease in the exports of Canada, while the other two increased their exports too. Next, we will be talking about the scopes of Nafta. They include regulatory requirements like paperwork agreements, penalties such as administrative, civil, and criminal penalties, tariff elimination for qualifying products, and establishment of standards, which toughens standards to the highest existing standard. Nafta experienced many challenges. One of them was organized opposition against them, fearing the termination of trade barriers would spur US firms to move to Mexico due to cheap labor. There were also views among environmental groups who felt that the treaty's anti-pollution elements were inadequate. Other than the opposition, trade deficits increased and US threatened Canada as their dairy taxes were almost 300%. So, what awaits Nafta in the future? USMCA will take effect after ratification. By 2023, around 45% of automobile parts are required to be made by workers who earn at least $16 per hour. Hopefully, with Nafta, North America will be more competitive in the global marketplace. In a nutshell, Nafta is an agreement signed by the United States, Mexico, and Canada, which will most likely be renamed to or replaced by USMCA. In addition, this agreement has brought benefits such as causing high GDP and economic growth in North America. We hope you know more about Nafta now. Thank you!